So it's Aladdin?
Yeah, it's Aladdin.
Okay.
Alright, so,
This
this one's gonna be your show, buddy, because you're the one that came to me. It's like, are you gonna review this? Because I have words. It's like, alright, I'll go watch it. So I did.
So we watch. Is it the Wish Dragon or the Wishing Dragon? I forgot.
Wish Dragon.
It's the Wish Dragon. Okay. This is Netflix's The Wish Dragon.
Yeah.
Or Sony Pictures Aladdin.
Which I was wondering, was this made like in America or is this made overseas?
It is an overseas animation group.
Okay, that makes
there's
sense.
so much, because a lot of the production companies were like, I think there was like a Jackie Chan company in there.
Is there? Okay. It wouldn't surprise me because it does feel like this movie was originally supposed to be dubbed over in a different language.
No.
Really?
Because
Okay.
I ended up watching it in both English and Mandarin. The voices are actually synced up for English.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see. If you don't know much about this movie, it's on Netflix. It's about. I mean, there's no nice way to say it. It's
Aladdin.
It's Aladdin, but in China.
Like beat for beat, it's pretty
practically
much
Aladdin.
The main. Even then. So basically exactly like Aladdin, there's this boy that lives in a poor neighborhood who eventually meets this girl who grows up to becomes super rich, and they have a really sharp connection until they get separated thereafter. And then after a long time being separated and this boy just pining for this woman, he runs into a magic teapot.
From God.
From God.
Oh,
sure.
from a God.
From a God.
Sorry, sorry, that's arrogant of the man, of the keeper of heaven.
Oh, sure, alright.
He literally says, I'm a God. I am a God. Anyway, I'm just gonna go straight into spoilers. There's no reason to hold back on this one. It's on Netflix.
Alright, like I said.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was fine. I honestly didn't hate it. It kind of won me over in the second half. Where it's like, I liked the girl. I thought the girl and the guy had a good relationship, and I think that's kind of what kept me interested.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't understand why, of all the things, the main Jafar ripoff could have picked, it went with the touch of Midas, which just felt like a really bad choice long term.
It's like... spoilers, yeah, okay, we're going...
Well, you already said we're jumping
Yeah, we're going to spoilers.
Yeah.
Alright, so, I think this movie, like... If you're not already Asian, like I'm Asian, I give this like a 6.5. 6.5.
Yeah, I give it a solid 6. Like, it's not great, but like there's some the dragon, despite him blatantly trying to be Robin Williams like for a good chunk of this movie, I did eventually warm up to. And like I did find the main character a little annoyingly plucky.
And optimistic, yeah.
To the point where, like, naively optimistic as opposed to realistic optimism.
It's just sort of like waiting to get slapped by the cold hand of reality.
Yeah, it's
optimistic.
More it's kind of thinking it's taken pure of heart for just really fucking dumb. And just wow, yippee, kaye, woo, that kind of peppy, like video game character made for 5-year-olds kind of attitude.
So I'm gonna. I guess this is my share. So, if you didn't notice, but the original Aladdin by Disney.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a mom character. Did you notice?
I actually did not know this.
So the mom character, was supposed to be. Aladdin wasn't supposed to just be an orphan on the street. He was supposed to have a mom. They put in a babu instead. I don't know. I guess it works out fine. And there was supposed to be a song.
Monkey,
called...
Mom, they both start with M, it's fine.
No, that is not okay. Please apologize to every mom. I mean it.
Alright, I'm sorry to moms.
Yeah. Anyways.
I was speaking from a Disney executive standpoint.
Yeah, well, that's why they're bad people. Anyway.
I'm not disagreeing.
Now we're not getting sponsored.
We're gonna need to make some redactions in your most recent review. We do not approve of you talking shit about our executives, you stupid motherfucker! Watching, it's like, I can't understand what it is saying.
So the original there was the original cut. There was supposed to be a mom character. There was supposed to be a song called "You're a Boy," and it was supposed to talk about how he wanted to make his mother proud and that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, oh, they took the original cut of Aladdin, and that's what we're at.
Do you know, if that was the basic pitch for that, that would not surprise me.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious, because again, like, this was something you convinced me to watch and review. So what was it about it that, I don't want to say bugged you so much, but captured your attention enough?
Okay, so first of all, no, we're not playing Bubby. First of all, the mom character, voiced by Constance Wu, actually triggered me a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was something that I did actually live through a couple times. Not necessarily like a shoe or like, you know, but just that sort of dynamic that the kid has with his mom. And I was like, oh God, this is this was something that I've actually lived through a couple times.
So kind of like the gaslighting with me and Luca.
Yeah, I've actually lived through that moment a couple times, and it's always comes down to this sort of like, yes, ma'am, you're right, you know, and because the crux, because the reason for his actions isn't really to like actually, you know, resolve an issue. It's just to like, you know,
pretend it doesn't exist.
No, just get her to stop.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, like, and so that it was just like, wow, this is a pretty accurate representation of probably what's happened to thousands of children in the last 20 years. With that in mind, great mom.
I like the mom character.
I mean, like, you know, I'm not exactly like demonizing the mom or whatever. She doesn't, you know, whatever. But like overall, she was like, yeah, I run a dumpling store. Our neighbors are way too nosy.
Yeah.
Our neighbors are way too nosy, and I just want my son to do well in life.
Yeah.
That is every parent's goal and desire, and I get it. It's very much very understandable. That being said, you know, the bit where she's like, she comes home and is like, I have to ask you, Den, are you fucking drinking?
Oh, yeah.
Because
forgot about that scene.
Because that is also a conversation I've had.
Oof.
Except it was weed. And I was. But
I like that pause where you let just a presumption of innocence kind of wash over. There's like, and my mother came in and she accused me of drugs, and I was guilty, but
but, you know, it was much harder to do. No, puppy, we're not playing. We're not playing. Anyway.
he's decided otherwise.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay.
Now you got me in the, like, funny bone equivalent of the knee.
Okay.
Okay. Nope. Sorry, no dog rights.
Fucking sad. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
the other thing that really bothered me was the portrayal of status.
Okay, how so?
Amongst the dad and the rich people and whatnot. And so it's just sort of like the bit when the dad sees Dan in the suit and he's like, ooh, nice shoes. And it's like, nice shoes, good suit, ooh, a Rolex.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Rolex. Like, it's just...
People use Rolexes? I don't even know.
What?
Do people still use Rolexes? I don't even know.
Rolexes are fantastic watches.
Okay.
They are...
It's like more like people still wear watches.
I mean, there's no point for most people to wear a watch. But it is just like an accessory, and you know, but that's also the thing. It's just like, ooh, it's a Rolex. It's more like, this person is judging this person based on like a brand name, and that was the kind of shit that pisses me off.
Okay.
Right, and it's just like, oh yeah, look at his fucking sports car, and he's got a valet, you know.
Yeah.
And like all, you know, it's just like, oh God, it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Who is a valet, by the way, who's being hunted down by someone who is so horny.
I forgot about her.
Like, probably like the blatantly horniest character I've seen in a long time.
But like,
that
also,
is not an adult.
but also like the bit where Lena's at her birthday party and she's just like, oh hi, how are you? And immediately the person is just like, hey, do you want to like be part of my business opportunity? And it's like, well, I have an opinion. It's like, great. But it's also that it's not something that this particular dad does. But my dad also used his family as sort of a status symbol to like present to other business partners, and it was really annoying because we had to be on our best behavior. It was really annoying because it's just like, okay, so say hi to this complete stranger. And it's like, okay, but we just learned in school not to talk to strangers.
Yeah, right.
We just learned this. You just told me that what they said at school was 100% correct.
It's like whenever my dad used to bring his work friends over for Thanksgiving and stuff like that, and they always smell the cigarettes.
Yeah, and
they always make me sit right next to them every single time.
And then it's always like these people are just like, oh, wonderful, the children is existent. Good on you, Mr. Quo. You have the existent children.
Very oddly specific phrasing there.
That's just. Or what really annoyed me specifically was my parents, against my will, had already forced me to learn piano, but then like, you should play piano for the guests because you're the earliest version of an iPod.
So they made you sing. They made you sing the Lollipop song, basically.
So much fun. That's Beethoven, but not the point.
That's a BoJack Horseman reference for those wondering.
Wow, yeah. You will sing the Lollipop song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's just like, the idea that the way that the dad treats his daughter is sort of like a tool to further his own success and his own reputation. That's the shit that pisses me off. Mm-hmm. That's why we're talking about this movie.
Okay, I can see that.
And that's the kind of shit that I hope that we can like address and talk about in the future for millions of Asian children.
Yeah. As a white man, I'm not sure I would be the person to lead that discussion.
No, you're not. You're here to be my extra.
This is a case where I will accept that position.
Anyway, but back to the movie.
Yeah, back to like again, it is such a blatant Aladdin ripoff, and I almost sent you a message on Discord, but I know you were sleeping as I'm watching this because you watched it before me.
Yeah.
And then I got to the part where it's like, what is your second wish? And then he goes like, I want to be a princeling. And I'm like, so it's Aladdin. Like I paused and like just talked to myself like it's Aladdin. It's beat for beat Aladdin.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and there's even the beat where the dragon is like, hang on, I can't wish people. No, hang on. He could technically bring people back from the dead. He can't kill anyone. Can't make anyone fall in love with you. And there was something else. Whatever.
Yeah, basic set.
Yeah, no, because this dragon actually could bring people back to life.
Oh yeah, he could.
That was the ending.
Oh yeah.
He brought the dad back to life.
I can't make anyone fall in love with you. That's what it was.
Can't make you fall in. Yeah. Can't. No love. No killing people. But
it's kind of weird that necromancy was still on the table though. Sure, whatever.
No, because I'm pretty sure the writers are like. Or like the legal team was like, okay, look, I know this is beat for Aladdin, but we can't have all the rules of the genie.
We can't be that blatant, but we get like as close to Robin Williams as we can without upsetting the mouse.
Yes.
And at least they give this like dragon a backstory, which worked well enough.
I actually like the fact that they gave the dragon a backstory.
Yeah, it worked well enough, I think.
Yeah.
They gave him an arc. Granted, of course, the genie had one too, but it was different at the very least. It was something that set it apart.
I felt like Robin Williams' genie was more like a really well written supporting role, and and this dragon by John Cho was more like a secondary protagonist even.
I can see that argument, yeah.
It would actually be arguable that you could say that the dragon is the protagonist and the kid is the supporting actor.
In some scenes, sure. That being said, it's still like centrally about him and this girl he knew when he was a kid. That was for me the thing that kind of like, yeah, it's a shameless Aladdin ripoff, but at least there's some charm to it, and that I did genuinely like their dynamic. It was cute watching interact with all the the other people back in the poor village, poor neighborhood.
Did you like the one Aladdin beat that they did with at the party, and it's like something's missing.
Yeah.
And we're like, where have I heard this before? Go back to Aladdin. Don't you ever just feel like you're trapped? Exactly.
It's like they also have the same beat where it's like, I'm going to trick the genie into getting me out of this trapped situation without actually having to make a wish.
Now to be fair, mainland China's traffic is remarkably similar to that.
I don't doubt it.
I would also call that its own circle of hell.
I don't doubt that.
People...
I've seen videos.
I didn't notice for a while, but apparently there is a stretch of highway that is 8 lanes wide. Mm-hmm. That when it comes to a mountain pass or something, it goes from 8 lanes to 2 lanes. And it is
Who designed this?
The Great Communist Party of the Great People's Republic of China.
Okay. I'm not touching that.
It's cool, I'm Taiwanese, I can say shit.
You say all the shit about China, I'm staying out of it.
And that's
I'm white, I'm not suicidal.
And that's how I died.
Just look out for red dots.
Anyway, so, just...
the voice acting's kind of hit and miss. There's a few villain characters in this that all kind of have, are not very good.
So you have not Jafar.
Yeah, who's just this bald guy who never only uses his feet.
Yeah, he's supposed to be into Taekwondo, I think.
I guess.
I don't know.
But he's really good with his kicking and stuff like that. He's this kickboxing master or something. And then eventually he betrays the dad, who is of course the sit-in for the Sultan in Aladdin, except smarter.
Is he though?
Smart enough. You actually have to try to make a business work.
Okay, but his business was failing, so clearly he wasn't that smart.
He kept it going for a good decade.
I guess.
In his defense.
He got fucked by the .com boom.
Probably did, yeah. I mean, it's more Sultan just had to be there. He didn't even have to, do anything. He's played with his toys.
That's true.
Anywho. So...
Also, the dynamic between Jafar and Iago is way more entertaining than...
Him with the henchmen people.
Than Boss and I don't know, the Shorty and Animal Lover.
Shorty and yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Animal Lover and he wanted to open a pet store. Get your mind out of the gutter.
No one was jumping to bestiality there, man.
Someone could have. Anything could be taken out of context.
There's Disney again. Oh, we need to make some more redactions in this video. I know we love furries, but they can't fuck each other! That's the rule we always have, you know this! Minnie and Mickey only hold hands! Only hands! Anyway, so...
Yeah.
And then but the part that was kind of weird about that is, eventually the bald kickboxer eventually betrays the dad. And then takes...
surprise.
I know, shocking. And then takes, the jaded teapot for himself. And then what he wishes for is, for one of his hands that make anything he touches turn to gold. Which, to me, was just, a weird stretch to go, and it's like, all right, if he thought to do that,
like make it a hand signal.
Like he clearly got that idea from like the Legend of the Touch of Midas, and if so, he should know how that story ends.
Well, I mean, ideally, maybe he would know because he would wear the glove, and then
the glove would turn to gold. Yeah,
and then now he'd have gold on gold, and now it's super heavy. Also, his hand turned gold, and gold is like one of the heaviest metals.
Yeah, so like I'm just like there's so many ways that could backfire like within a day. I feel like
what if he woke up and he was just scratching his nuts? He's like, oh shit, my nuts are gold.
Like what if he just like flopped over while he was sleeping? China found us. We're on the run. Fuck. Anyway, my point. The camera died. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway,
my point remains. Gold hand is already bad. Gold hand that touches other things that turn gold is a terrible idea.
Yeah, and it fucking backfires too, because then he eventually does end up like touching his chest, and then he just turns into gold.
Like at least Jafar turned into a sorcerer,
and then a giant fucking snake, which can get shit done,
which was part of the sorcery thing.
Yeah, but then like at the end, I was surprised how just abruptly they just killed him, because this whole like the climax is when they're like above the clouds and they're on the dragon, and they actually touch themselves and they fall off and they start falling towards a bridge, and then the golden guy just hits the bridge and just fucking shatters.
Like it's just extra dead.
Like I don't know if you heard me when I was watching this the other day, but I just went, Jesus!
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay, that explains that.
I was like, fucking hell! Like, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, at least when... oh no. There's no Disney death in that one. Not until the second one, I guess.
No, even then, like, I can't think of a Disney death that just, it's if he showed Gaston falling off the castle, and then you watch him, like, fall and break his neck on a rock or something.
Oh no, I was expecting with a castle that pointy, he would like fall through a gargoyle spike or something, and then it's just like pierces impales him. Anyway,
I can't think of I can't think of any Disney death that's that brutal.
There's no Disney death that's that brutal. So Sony Pictures fucking hardcore.
Yeah, that was the case that caught me off guard. It was like, fuck.
Yeah. Okay. And so the last thing that pisses me off about this movie, by the way, is when they were growing up, right? The dad clearly knew that the mom has a dumpling store, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. So then, this is the bit that pisses me off. After dad was revived and everything, they decide to go have a meal at the mom's dumpling place. Mm-hmm. After he's lost everything, and he's like, this is the best dumpling soup I've ever fucking had. And it's like, you mean this entire time that you had this woman babysit your child so that you could do your fucking... and then ditched him. You never even bothered to have a meal? So fucking rude.
Just like an aristocrat.
But you know, it also speaks to his character that he didn't bother to see himself on an equal level as these other people that he'd be willing to share a meal, which is super rude.
Yeah.
In any culture.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're right.
So that dad, fuck him.
So you're making this point in between, like in our break we just had. Where it's kind of saying, like, for all intents and purposes, like, unlike Luca, which does have a genuinely good lesson to teach kids, what's the
lesson here?
Like, Wish Dragon really kind of doesn't, and you're kind of right about that. That's something I haven't really thought about.
Like, what's the lesson here?
Be pure of heart. I mean, that's not necessarily true. Like, the motto's like, be selfless. Like, kindness is better than money. That kind of thing.
Yeah, but like the dynamic between the children and the parents essentially doesn't change. Like the mom almost smacks her fucking employee on grand opening day of their dumpling store, and it's just sort of like that. It's, you know, it's not that the kids have to learn a lesson about like appreciating. Like everyone needs to learn those lessons for everyone to grow up, and that's why I didn't like this movie.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you felt like the lessons didn't apply in the right way.
They didn't. They applied to some of the people. They didn't apply to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the dad learns a little humility, and like what, and then like the daughter, right? But so ultimately, I don't feel like every lesson that needed to be shown to the children was shown, because ultimately this is like, but your mom can still be a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a fair. I can say that. I can see that.
That's my therapy session for today.
Oh, dude, if you want to I think the closest we've had to just a full-on therapy session in these reviews is probably the Father review.
Which one?
It was a review of the week called The Father, which is like the Anthony Hopkins movie that came out earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it yet.
Which is like half the video is about the movie, the other half is just me and Muhat just airing out our dirty laundry. Just on camera and just talking about our shitty relationships with their respective parents.
Yeah, anyway, so that is, but see, like at the end of Luca, and this is why this is a double feature, I guess.
Yeah.
At the end of Luca, the parents even learned a lesson. Oh, we had prejudices about the land people. The land people were like, oh, we had prejudices about the Sahagan people, and we all learned something, and we learned that, we need to get to know people first before we make our judgments about them, and then most likely they're probably good people, right? This one, I was just like, I don't know if the lesson got across to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That needed to. John Cho is like, John Cho's perfectly learned the lesson. Is like, you know what? I was a serious dick as an emperor. So I'm gonna, and so instead of going to heaven, I'm gonna redo my punishment because I've learned a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully I can guide my next 10 people to learn the correct lesson. Mm-hmm. Next time, right?
Yeah.
And then, so I'm like, that's why that's fine. But everybody else I felt like was kind of a shitty person.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I can see that. I don't really have anything to add to that. Yeah. I think you're on the money.
Yeah. Also, again, Din is just too pure, too naive.
Yeah, he's not exactly very... at least Aladdin had a little...
he was snarky.
A bit of an edge. He was a hard orphan living on the streets.
But also, I don't
know why I did that. That was really racist.
I mean, the whole song in Aladdin where he's running away from the crown guard, I guess.
Yeah,
the palace guards, the city guards. Yeah, it's he's snarky that entire time.
Yeah.
He has some personality. This one is just sort of
yeah, no,
I'm just gonna have fucking stars and twinkles in my eyes the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I agree.
So ultimately, I don't think the lesson was portrayed as well in this one.
That's fair. I think that's a valid point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a really good point.
That's why you had to watch the movie. I told you to watch the movie for this reason, basically.
Okay, fair enough. No, it's a valid point. I think it's still as an overall kids movie, it's relatively harmless, but I do agree it definitely could be doing more. It probably should be doing more.
Because
kids movies in general should do more than they often aim to do.
Yeah, and so that's why Luca got the 0.5 points better for me.
Yeah. So, I don't have anything else.
I have nothing else to say, basically.
Right,
I
cool.
said my piece. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, I don't even know. I think Fast and Furious 9 is finally out.
There's a 9th one?
You didn't know that? Dude, they go to space.
They go to what?
Yep.
That's where it should end.
Stop telling me where my video should end. I will decide where videos end.
But that's a good place to end.
I will decide. It's gonna be... Now I've decided arbitrarily.
He needs to go out.
Okay, now we're gonna have
Actually,
bye.